Hello everyone, Jedi Styles here, and today I am back with my TTMs that I have gotten back recently. Of course, I did my little play on words here, and of course this one is probably a little bit harder to figure out because some of the people you might not know too much about, well, at least one of them. The other ones you probably know all about. However, let's go ahead and get into this. The first one is coming from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It was sent to a DC address. I do know now that she was born in York, Pennsylvania, so I imagine Harrisburg is half an hour from there. So she must be at her home. This is a 202 success. It's free in 29 days, even though it was sent to DC first. And this is coming back from Miss Loretta Claiborne on this 2019 Allen and Genter, the mini and the base card. Those of you who do not know who Loretta Claiborne is, she is 67 years old now. You can read the back of this one if you'd like to know a little bit more about her. She has actually won the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. She won an ESPY Award in 1996. There was a Disney movie made after her, and we're inspired by her story growing up. As you can see there, what she did. So this was I really appreciate her signing these two cards here. She was a Special Olympics gold medalist. So there you go. The actual Disney movie is called, I think it's called the Loretta Claiborne Story, or something very similar to that. So thank you very much, Miss Claiborne, for that. Appreciate that. Put those right there. All right, the next one. And by the way, guys, there's I forgot to mention this at the beginning. There is a big boom in this one, something I'm so excited to share with you guys. My biggest TTM that I've ever gotten back, as you will see at the end. All right, next one, sorry. It's coming from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is a one-of-one success. It's free. It came back in 119 days. You might already know who this is now. It's Mr. Will the Thrill Clark. As you can see from the title, about the try to get his nickname in there. So Will Clark signed it very nicely in that blue Sharpie, as you can see, 87 Topps card. Show you the back of that. Mr. Will Clark is now 56 years old. He is a six-time All-Star from 88 to 1992 and in 1994. He's won a Gold Glove. He's won 2 Silver Slugger Awards. And he was the National League Championship Series MVP. He played 15 years in the league. 8 of those with the Giants, 5 with the Texas. A couple of stops here and there after that. He has a .303 career batting average, which is phenomenal. He had over 2,100 hits. He scored over 1,100 runs. He had over 1,200 RBIs, and he had over 280 home runs. I think he is very deserving of at least a look by the Hall of Fame, if not an induction. His best year was probably 1988 or 1989, which we do not have on this card, of course, because this is considered sort of one of his rookie cards, or if it is one of his rookie cards. In 1988, he had 31 doubles. He hit 29 home runs, and he led the league with 109 RBIs. And he led the league in walks that year also. He had 100 exactly, and he batted .282. But in 1989, he actually batted .333, scored 104 runs, which led the league. He had 38 doubles, 23 home runs, 111 RBIs, and he finished second in the MVP voting that year. So 88 and 89 were definitely his best years of his career. So Mr. Will Clark came back in 119 days. I think he gets a few signs, because they, if you look at the website, they come back generally that way. All right, this one, coming back from Columbia, South Carolina. It was a 3 of 3 success. It was free in 7 days. It is a Hall of Famer. He did put up here, and I saw one other person also said this. He's not accepting any more mail until the virus is over, or he's not going to at least send anything back until the virus is over. So if you plan on sending it to him, he would not like it right now. And I'm very happy to have it signed by him. This is by Hall of Famer Mr. Cale Yarborough in NASCAR. Now you see only two. I said 3 of 3 success. I sent one of these to my buddy already. I asked him to, as I know he inscribes his card, so on my note I asked him to inscribe one to my buddy, and he did. So I sent that to him as a Christmas gift and a Christmas card. So thank you, Mr. Yarborough, for doing that. So he signed both of these cards very nicely. Of course, you see the Sharpies going off on that one, but that's okay. I really don't care. The silver looks nice. So Mr. Cale Yarborough, he is now 81 years old. We'll put that one back there. He raced for 31 years, from 1957 to 1988. He had 83 wins. Incredible. He had another 6 wins elsewhere, in the other series that they have. He won 3 championships. All 3 were right in a row, 1976, 77, and 78. His best years were from 1973 to 1980. He finished in those years, he finished in the top 4 in all those years except for 1. So incredible career. This just tells you a bit about his team. But just incredible, Mr. Yarborough. Thank you very much for returning that card. Or those cards, I guess I should say. So 3-3 success in 7 days. Very fast. I forgot to tell you that Miss Loretta Claiborne did write me a note. I asked her what her finest moment of her career was. I'm going backwards a little bit, sorry. She says, being able to not only meet many people, but to learn from them, to find out that we all want to be part of this wonderful world that was given to us to take care of. And be able to free to work, live, and have freedom. And that was her, Loretta Claiborne's note back to me. All right, next one. It's coming out of Phoenix, Arizona. It is a 2 of 2 success. It was free in 17 days. Some of you have seen get this one back quite a lot. And it is Mr. Brett Butler. He signed both of them very nicely there, as you can see. Mr. Butler is now 63 years old. We'll show that one back there. He had a career average of 290. He had over 2,300 hits, over 1,300 runs. And if you look at those numbers and you compare them to Will Clark's, very, very similar. But unlike Will Clark, he didn't hit home runs. He didn't hit a lot of RBIs. He was more of an on-base hitter guy to get on base. He was only an all-star once in his career, which is unbelievable. And that was in 1991 with the Dodgers. He did play 17 years in the league, which is another pretty nice number there. 7 of those were with the Dodgers. And then 10 of those years were with the Giants, Braves, and Indians. 3 years, and 4 years with those teams. In 1991, arguably his best year, he was 7th in the MVP race. He led the league in runs that year. Oh, I'm sorry, led the league in runs twice. He led the league in hits once. Led the league in triples 4 times. And led the league in walks once. He is actually 25th on the all-time stolen base list in Major League history. So he's number 25 in stolen bases. So Brett Butler, very good player. I would say a little bit better than average. Very consistent player. So thank you, Mr. Butler. All right, and the last one before I get to the huge one of my returns. This one is coming from the DC area. It is a 2 of 2 success. It cost $10. It was a $10 donation. It is $5 per card, so you don't have to do $10. I sent 2 cards, so I sent a $10 donation. It took 21 days, and that $10 donation, you must make it out to the St. Jude Research Hospital. And as you can see, here it is. Mr. Joe Theismann, excuse me. He signed both of these cards very nicely. There you have it. Joe Theismann, which I think this one came from Chad, and I had this one in my collection. 83 tops and a 77 tops. He signed them both. He also sent How to Be a Champion, available his book that he wrote, or co-wrote, or wrote himself, 6 Timeless Keys to Success. So he sent that with it. And he also sent this. Thank you for your donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, excuse me. I know the children at St. Jude are grateful, and I appreciate your support to such a precious cause. Thank you, Joe Theismann. So, yeah, the money is not going to Joe Theismann, because you actually have to get a money order or a cashier's check, and you make it out straight to St. Jude. You send it to Joe Theismann, and he gives it to St. Jude, so that's very I had no problems doing that. Such a great cause. Thank you, Mr. Theismann. He did respond in my letter, which I'll read to you in a second, but let's go ahead and, there's his 2 cards right there. Very nice. He is now 71 years old, which is, I didn't think he was that old. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler in 1982 and 1983. He was at one time he was considered an All-Pro one time. He won the Super Bowl in 1982. He was the MVP one time in the league. He finished a career quarterback record of 77 wins, 47 losses. He passed for over 25,000 yards, threw for 160 touchdowns, and had 138 interceptions. I'll look at this 83 tops for you, so you can see some of the numbers there. That is not counting the Toronto. I guess that's CFL. So, let's see what else. He played 12 years, all for those Washington Redskins, otherwise now known as the Washington football team. That team right there. And he played from 1974 to 1985. His 1983 was his best year as a quarterback. His team went 14-2. He threw 29 touchdown passes that year, 11 interceptions, and over 3,700 yards. But they did not win the Super Bowl that year. They won the year before. He did have 18 comebacks in his career, 22 game-winning drives. So very proficient quarterback. Very good quarterback. And, of course, most people remember him for the Lawrence Taylor hit to his leg, where you could hear it on national TV. So, but other than that, good quarterback. And he wrote his favorite moment was beating the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game and, of course, winning the Super Bowl. Certainly not my 1-yard punt. Thank you for your service. And he signed that, Joe. So, very thoughtful of him. Thank you very much, Joe Theismann. And now, on to this. I'm thrilled to get this back. I took a chance. I knew sort of all 3 of them sort of signed. I was a little unsure about one of them. This was not free, and I'll tell you what they were. There's 3 parts here. So I have a card that was signed by 3 people, just to let you know. The first part came back from Las Vegas. It was a one success. It took only 6 days. It did cost $10. But he charges $15 now. He sent me a thing that said, I'm charging $15 now. I'll show you who that is in a minute. But he graciously signed it for $10, so I thank you very much for that. And that was from Mr. Raleigh Fingers. And he circled it $15 each, so I am very grateful that he did sign it for the $10 that I sent him. So I have a Raleigh Fingers signature. The next one, after I got that back, I sent it back out. It came back from Santa Ana, California as a one-on-one success. It only took 10 days. This card also costs $10. And I'll show you who that is in just a second. And third part, which I already had a card out to him. I had not gotten it back. And I saw he had signed some. And so I was very hesitant to send this card back out because I already got, well, both of these were Hall of Famers. I got Raleigh Fingers. This other person was a Hall of Famer. This one was not a Hall of Famer, but I took a chance, and I was like, maybe if he sees the card, he'll send it back to me. And I think that's exactly what happened. This is coming from, it had no postmark on it, but it's coming back from someplace in Louisiana. That's not the actual name of the place. It's someplace Louisiana. It is a one-on-one success, and he sent back 3 bonus cards for me, not signed, just 3 bonus cards. He didn't charge me anything. I sent it with no fee in it, and he signed it. It came back in 16 days. This one's coming back from Ron Guidry. These are the free cards that he sent me back, all the Yankee uniforms. And this is the card. Boom. Raleigh Fingers, Jim Palmer, and Ron Guidry. That is awesome. I was so happy to get this back after I sent it to these 2. And I know he still has one of my cards that he has not signed yet. I was like, I was like, should I leave it without his signature? But I was like, no, I gotta take that chance. I already spent the $20, and I'm so glad. I'm probably gonna send this off to get authenticated. I mean, I know it is what it is, But this is awesome. 2 Hall of Famers, one guy that's close to being a Hall of Fame. You know, great pitcher in his own right. So there you have it, Raleigh Fingers, Jim Palmer, and Ron Guidry on this 84 Topps career ERA leaders. There you see the back of the card, 717. The card was in decent shape, but when I got from Mr. Guidry, I think when he put it back in the sleeve, this corner came up a little bit. I don't know if you could see it. So the card won't grade for that much, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just happy to get this back, and that is my boom TTMs of this. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. I know it took 15-16 minutes. I apologize. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. And I'm not going to hold you up anymore. I'll see you next time.